This is the app that we are going to code today. It's based on this Blogger application. Okay, and this is the sign up screen that you're seeing right now. Now, what do we have got? What do we have on our data browser? Right now we don't have any kind of table on the data browser of this application. Let's see what's gonna happen when we will create a profile on this Blogger platform. So this is the component where I need to mention my name, and this is where I need to mention my email ID. The new user is supposed to mention his email ID. Let's hit this enter button and see what's going to happen. So the user is going to come across the screen. Do we have something on the data browser of this app? Yes, we have got a table created on the data browser with name users. Okay, in which we have the required information. The information is the user inputted on the first screen in the two components. Let's hit this screen and see what's going to happen. So we'll be able to see our name. The user will be able to see his name and email ID right on the top getting reflected on this screen. So as the user is new on this platform, so this is the screen he's going to which will be visible to him. It is saying no blogs found. So let's create a blog quickly. Here we need to mention the title of our blog, and for now I'm going to make use of this description for creating a blog quickly. Let's hit this button and see what's going to happen. So what do we have on the data browser? So we have got another table created on the data browser of this app, the name of which is blog, and everything whatever we have mentioned is there in this title column and the description column. Okay, now let's see what is going to happen when we will hit this screen. So here we are going to get the output. This blog has got published successfully, and this is the title and this is the description that we defined while creating the blog, and this is the user's name and email ID getting reflected over here. If the user want to publish another blog, you need to click on this button. Let's see what's going to happen. So he will be redirected again on that create post screen. Let's create another post, another blog. So this is the title that I've given to my second blog, and this is a small description part. Let's see what do we have in this table called blog. So another blog has got successfully stored in this blog table. Let's see what's going to happen when we will hit this screen. So the user is going to come on this published blog screen where he will be able to see his recently created blog. Besides, the user's name and the email ID is also getting reflected. Fine, let's log out from the platform and see what's going to happen. How can we log out? By clicking on this button, this logout button over here. The user can log out from this platform. Automatically he's going to come across this sign up screen. Now if he is an existing user, and if an existing user want to log in in this platform, so he need to click on this already a user text, and now he's going to come across this login screen which looks similar to the sign up screen. Here he need to mention his name. So with what ID did I logged in into the app? Okay, the ID is gaurav.j@gmail.com. Now let's see what's going to happen when we will log in using the existing ID's login credential. Okay, so I'm able to see the recently created post, and I'm able to see the name and user ID right on the top. So this is what we are going to code today in this lecture. Hopefully you will enjoy the lecture. Please do like and subscribe to my channel. Let's dive into the code.org platform and see how can we code a full-fledged Blogger application. This is the sign up screen, and we need to define the code for this screen first. So there is a button over here which is the ID of which is enter one. So let's define the code for this thing first. What I want is, I want to create, I would like a table to get created on the data browser of this app, in which I would like the user's name, which he's going to mention here, and his email address to get stored. So for the same, I need to mention the name like this, and then I need to define another column for storing the email ID of the user, and from where I'm going to get the email address and name. I can get it from these two components over here, name1. From name1 I'm going to get the name of the person, and from email1 I'm going to get the email ID of the person. Fine. So when the user will hit this enter 1 button, a table will get automatically created on the browser. Right now we don't have any table. Now besides, I would like the user to get redirected on this screen too. Fine. So for that I will have to make use of set screen option, and here I need to replace this 1 with 2 in order to redirect the user on screen 2. Now when he will come on this screen 2, he's going to see this image, and after that when the user will hit this image component which is there, I would like him to redirect on this screen, user screen, where his name and email ID should get reflected right on the top. So how am I going to get this name and email ID on the top of this user screen option? Well, for doing that, I would like to define an uneven block. What is the ID of this component? It is image6. Fine. And image6. So when the user will hit this image6 button, let's read the records from the table users which we have got created earlier. Where is that read records block? This is a block we can make use of for reading the records from the users table, right? So we need to replace this with users like this, and besides here we need to define a condition. You know, there will be several the information of several users will be there in the users table. So I would like to read the name and email address of the user whose email ID matches with the email ID that the person is going to enter in email 1 component. So you know, this is how I can define a condition criteria like this. And here we would like to see the name of the user here and email ID here. So for doing the same, we can make use of set text block. The ID of this component is name2. So name2 will be equal to records I N should be in capital here, and in which column the email ID is going to get stored. It is going to get stored in this email column, right? So we can copy it from here and we can paste it here like this. And let's get rid of this whole code. Okay, we need to put a bracket here. I think now the code is good to go, so we can do it like this. Let's convert it into block based code. Now let me just show you the output here. Before that, we need to define one more thing. See, when the user will hit this screen, I would like the user to get redirected on this user screen. So for that again I have to make some changes over here. Fine. Now I think the code is good to go. Let me just see the output that we are going to get from the code that we have defined here in the workspace of this app lab. For doing the same we can, so now we are testing the code also side by side. Whatever we will be writing in the workspace, whatever code we will be defining, we will be testing it side by side. Now let's define a name over here. So this is my name and this is my email ID. I'm going to hit this enter button. Let's see what's going to happen. So I've got redirected on this screen. Let's see whether any table has got created on the data browser or not. Okay, we are not able to. Now the table has got created. Let's see what do we have inside this table. I think my network is not working fine. Let me just change the network. As per the code which I have defined over here in the workspace, a table user should get created, and besides that there should be two columns inside that table, use name and email. Okay, and whatever name and email ID the user has entered, yeah, the table has got successfully created and we have got the information of the user also in this. Now let's come back and let's hit this screen and see what is going to happen. So we are able to see the name of the user here and his email ID here. Now this name is not coming properly. Let me just enlarge the size of this component, that is email component. For doing the same, I need to come on this design part first. Okay, and after this I can increase its width. The same thing I'm going to do with this also. Yeah, now I think it is going to give me the right output. I'm deleting this table for now. Okay, and I'm going to run the code again. Gaurav, and this is Gaurav J. This is the screen I'm going to come across. Let's see whether we've got a table here or not. Now the table has got again created. Let's see what's going to happen when we will hit this screen. So now the email ID is getting properly reflected and the name is also here. So we are done with defining the code till this screen. Now here we have got a button, the name of which is write to. So let's define the code for this write to button. So I would like the user to get redirected on this create blog screen if he hits this write to button. For doing the same, I can code it like this, right? Let's come on this create blog and see what do we have here. So we have got a title, description and a send button. Fine. The ID of the send button is send. It's not send to that is getting reflected over here. That send button is right below this send to button. So initially I would like this send to button to be hidden. That I will be using for the existing user. Okay, so I am defining an hide element property for this send to button so that initially for a new user it should not be visible to a new user. It should be only visible to an existing user. Now let's define the code for the send button that we have got on this screen. Now when the user will click on the send button, I would like uh, a table to get created, the name of which should be somewhat like, let's say, blog. Okay, so here inside this I would like to see the name of the user to be there. I would like to see the uh, email ID of the user. I would like to see the title of the office post. I would like to store the title of his post, description. So these are the 4 things which I would like to store in this table. Now from where I will get the information of all these 4 things. So for that for that I can make use of this get text. From where are we going to get the information of these 4 things? Now this is a question. For name, let's make use of this name2 component. Okay, get text name2. Similarly, we can get the information for this email component from the email2 component. Title, we can get it from what is the ID of this? It is title. So let's define title over here. And what is the ID of this? It is description. So let's copy this code and put it over here and replace it with, I'm going to replace it with description. Fine. So that's how we'll be able to get everything, I think. Let me just check the code one more time. So when the user will hit the send button, a table with name blog will get created on the data browser, and here we will have, in that table we're going to have 4 columns. Okay, I think everything is perfectly fine. Description, yeah, I just wanted to verify the spelling. Yeah, that's fine. Now besides that, I would like the user to get redirected on this screen. What is the name of this screen? Processing screen. Okay, this is the screen on which I would like the user to get redirected on. Now when the user will come on this screen, so here I've got an image component defined on this, the name of which is image9. Now let's define an on-event block for this image component, image9. So once the table will get created, when the user will hit this image9 component, I would like him to get redirected on this after publishing screen. It is similar to the to this user screen only, but the only difference is this we are using for a new user, and this we are going to use for an existing user. Okay. Now here I would like to see the name, the email ID of the user to get reflected right on the top, and besides that, the title and the description of his recently created post. For doing that, I need to read the records right from the table block. Let's make use of this read record block for doing the same. And here we are going to replace this my table with block. Fine. And besides, I would like to read the records of which person. That's what also I have to code here. For that, let's make use of this code and put it over here. So the person whose email ID will match with this email too, you know, the email that is getting that is going to get reflected over here in this component email too. So his recently created blog will be should be visible to me here. Now let's eliminate this whole code from here, and we can make use of these two codes. So now we want the information for 4 components, 1, 2, 3 and 4. What is the idea of this? It is label 7. What is the idea of this? It is label 8. It is title after. This is title after. So I'm making use of the design part so as to not to make any mistake in the spelling. So for these 4 components we would like to get the information. Now how we will get that? So label 7 will come from name, label 8's information will come from this email, title after. For this we are going to fetch the information from this title column of the table block, and for the description we are going to fetch the information from the description column. Okay, now let's do one thing. Besides, now I think everything is good to go. Okay, and for coming on this screen I need to define this code also, set screen code for this screen after publishing, right? Let's make use of the drop down. So we need to get the user redirected on after screen. Where is that after screen? After publishing, sorry. So now I think we will be able to see the post as well as name and email ID of the user. Now let's do one thing. Let's delete this table from here and check the code that we have defined. Okay, so here I'm going to input a new name. So Kritika and kriti@gmail.com. This is the username and ID with which I'm going to create a profile on this platform. So we have got redirected on this screen. Let's see what we have got in the data browser. Okay, a table has got successfully created. So here we have got the name of Kritika and his email ID also we have got. Let's hit this screen and see what is going to happen. So here on this screen we have got the name of Kritika and Gmail ID is also getting reflected right on the top. Let's create a post quickly. Now let's make use of this thing, and I've got a description also on my notepad file, so I'm going to use this for now for creating a post. Let's now hit this send button and see what is going to happen. Let's see whether we have got any table created on the browser or not. We need to come on the code part, and then again we need to come on this data part so as to see the table. So a new table with name blog has got created over here. Let's see what do we have inside this. So we have got the name, email, title and description of the post. Now let's hit this screen and see what are we going to get. So here we have got the name of the person. We are able to fetch the title as well as the description but we are not able to get this email ID. Why? Let us check the code. So this is how you can check your code, keep coding and keep checking the same, so as to eliminate the errors of you're going to come across. uh, where were we getting? So we were not able to fetch the email. Now why we are not able to get the email ID of the user? That's what we are looking for. The ID of this is label 8. So this is perfectly fine. Let me convert it back into block-based code, sorry, text-based code. And the email IDs of the user are getting stored in this block table. In which column? That also I need to check once. So they are getting stored in this email column. So this is perfectly fine. So what is the issue? Why we are not able to fetch the email ID? Let's do one thing. Let's check out the code once again. Okay. I'm saving my project. Kritika, and then let's see whether a table, yeah, the table with name users has got successfully created. Now let's hit this screen. So we are able to fetch the name and email ID on this screen. Okay, now let's give a title to the post and let's make use of this small description for writing the post. Now let's hit this button and see what is going to happen. So do we have a table with name block created on the data browser? Not. Yes, we have got a table over here. So we have everything, all the 4 things that we require. Let's see when we will hit the screen whether we'll be able to fetch the information of all the 4 fields or not. No, we are not able to fetch the information. Now why we are not able to fetch the information? I think this okay, we are able to, actually it is taking some time, but we are able to fetch the information. So the code is working perfectly fine. Okay, now let's see what do we have on this screen with name after publishing. So we have got a button over here, write publish. So if suppose the user want to publish another blog. Now the user is an existing user. Okay, if he want to publish another blog, how can he do that? For that, let's define an on-event block first. So when the user will click on this write publish button, this is the one. When the user will click on this, I would like him to get redirected on this create blog again. Create blog screen. So for that, I need to make use of the set screen option. Create blog. And besides that, earlier I told you that there is a button with name with ID send to. So we need to now make it appear on this screen again. For that we can make use of show element and send to. Where is that send to? So the send to button is going to work for the existing user. Okay, So it is now it will be now visible to the existing user. Now here the user is again going to define the title and description. Now we need to define the code for this send to button. For doing the same, we will use this on even block. Now what else do we require? Let's convert it back into text based code. When the user will hit the send to button, okay, I would like the post that he has created to get published. For doing the same, I think I can make use of this whole code that I have defined over here. Right, I can make use of this whole code. Let's copy this code and put it over here. Now there is a condition that I've defined for this thing. Email should be equal to get text email to. But when the user is coming from this after publishing screen, his email address will be there on this component label 8. So instead of making use of label 2, email 2, we will be making use of label 8. Fine. Hope you all are getting my point. Now when the user will click this send to button, I would like him to get redirected on this processing screen publish. Okay, this is another screen. It looks similar to that processing screen, but these are two different screens. So I would like the user to get redirected on this screen. For doing the same, I need to change the option in this drop down over here. Fine. And before that, I need to make some changes here. Where is that create block? Yeah. So the user is going to hit this, and what else is going to happen? This is actually for reading the records, but I want to create the records. I think we should. Where is the code for that send button? That's what I'm looking for right now. I think we need to create the records. Okay, we don't have to read the records. We need to create the records. So instead of defining this thing, let's do one thing. Let's come on this processing screen publish. Let's define an uneven block for this first. After that, we'll again come back on the send to button and code for the same. Define the code for the same. So processing screen publish. Where is that? Processing screen publish. So what I can do is, when the user will hit this button, I would like to read the records from this block table. So this is the code that I can make use of for doing the same. Once the user is done with reading the code, label 7, I don't want anything to happen to these labels, or do I? Yeah, this code is also fine. This is also going to give us the right output, so we don't need to make any changes here. And besides, I would like the user to get redirected on after publishing screen. Where is that after publishing screen? Okay, this is the one. Now let's define the code for this send button, send to button. So when the user will click on this send to button over here, I would like the records to get created. Let's copy this code till this point. Now in the block section, name of the user email ID of the user is there. Okay, and what else do we have? Title is also there. From where can we get the name? The person is coming from this after publishing screen on this create blog screen. So now we need to change it to label 7, right? And this one we need to change it to label 8. This is label 7 and this is going to be label 8. I think now it is good to go. Fine. Okay. And after that I would like the user to get redirected on this processing screen publish. Okay. Now I think the code is good to go. Let's convert it back into block based coding. Let's check out the code, whatever we have defined till this point. Let's check that out. For that, I'm going to delete everything that is there on the data browser of this app. I think in this way you all will be able to understand each and everything in a better way, right? Side by side we can test the code, the way the code we are defining in the workspace side by side. It is great if we can test it also. Abhinav@gmail.com. Let's sign up. Okay, so what do we have on the data browser? So we have got a table created with name users. Let's see what is going to happen when we will hit this screen. So we are able to fetch Abhinav's name and Abhinav's email ID here. Let's create a post quickly. Women empowerment. Let's hit this send button and see what's going to happen. So you need to navigate in between code and data to check out the changes. Yes, a new table has got created, and inside this table I've got everything, name of the person, email, title, description, everything. Now let's see what's going to happen when we will hit this screen. So we are able to fetch the name, the email ID and the title and everything over here. Let's see if the person, now this is an existing user. Okay, let's see whether we'll be able to create a new post or not. For the same, you need to click on this button. So we have got redirected on this screen, create post screen. Let's create another post. Okay, so this is a small thing that I've written over here. Let's see what we will get when we will hit this screen. Okay, so do we have something in this data browser in the blocks panel, blocks table? Okay, we are not able to see anything. Just a second, I need to check it out one more time. Okay, so we have got the information of the second blog also here. Let's see what is going to happen when I will hit this screen. So I will be able to see the most recently created blog like this. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's define the code for this logout button now. For doing the same, we need to make use of this on event block. And where is that logout option? This is the one. So when the user will click on this, I would like everything to go, I would like everything to go disappear. And besides that, when the user will hit this write publish button, and he will come on this create blog, I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see the description and the title of the previous blog here in these two things. So for the same, what I can do is, where is that write publish? This is the one. I can set the text of these two components. Where is that set text property? So I can set the text to null. And how I can do that? Where is the title? This is the one. So I just need to mention these double inverted commas, and when the user will come on this screen again, he will not be able to see the description and the title of the previous blog. Similar code I need to define for the description part too. Description component, this is the one. Okay, now we are done with defining the code for the required thing. Let's come on this after publishing screen again. So when the user will hit this logout button, I would like, the first thing that I would like to do is, let's set the text to null first for every component. Now what is the idea of this? It is label 7. Label 7, it should go null. Label 8, where is that label 8? So that's how we can make the information disappear from each and everything. What is this? Title after. Okay, where is that title after? What is this? It is, I think it is description after. So let's select description after from here. So all the information will go disappear. Besides that, create blog. From here also I would like the user to go disappear. So for doing the same, I can copy this code, these two lines of codes from here, and I can make use of the same here. Okay, where, what else do I require? See, the information the user has entered was on sign up screen, right? So for these two components also I would like everything to go disappear. What is the idea of this? It is name 1. I need to select name 1. So that's how you can code your screens step by step. It's a very simple thing. Fine. Now the information that the user has entered here, it will also go disappear. Besides that, on the user screen also there were two components. So I need to make the information of these two also to go disappear. Name 2. Yeah. Once these things are done, once the compiler is done with compiling these codes and running these codes, I would like the user to get redirected on the sign up screen again. Fine. So for doing the same, I can make use of set screen block. And what is the idea of this? It is sign up. The idea of this screen is sign up screen. So now the user is going to come on this screen. Now here we have got a text already a user. So let's define a code for this too. So when the user, if the user is an existing user, if he is an existing user who is logging into his account, I want him to get redirected. Where is that login option? This is the one. So I would like him to get redirected on this sign in screen. Okay, for doing the same, set screen, let's set this screen to sign in screen. Okay, he is going to come on this screen, and here we have got a component with name, with ID label 4. So when the user will hit this component label 4, where is that label 4? I would like him to get redirected on the sign up screen. Fine, so this is how I can do it. Now if he is an existing user who is logging into his account, so he is going to put his name and email address over here, and after that he is going to hit this image button, the ID of which is image3. So let's define the code for this too. Image3 is the ID of this component. So when the user will hit this image button, I would like him to get redirected on this after publishing screen, because he is an existing user, and here I would like him to see his name, email address, the title and description of his recently created post to get reflected over here. Now how will I do that? For doing the same, I need to read the records. I will have to define the read records block. Okay, and from where are we going to read the records from? We are going to read it from the blog table. Okay, let's convert it back into block based code, and here we need to define a condition. What is the condition that we can define here for fetching the right output, right information? So we can make use of this thing. Whatever email ID the person is going to enter here in this text underscore input 2, text underscore input 2, whatever email address he's going to fetch here, so we need to look up for that email ID's information in this blocks table, right? For doing the same, we need to make use of these set text options, right? So now the user is going to come on this after publishing screen. If I will define this set screen code here like this, let's select after publishing in this drop down that is going to appear when we will click on this drop down button. Where is that after publishing here? And what is the ID of this? It is label 7. This is fine. This is label 8. Title after this is, and this is description after. So this is how we can code this Blogger application. Now let's check out this whole code that we have defined over here and see whether it is going to get executed correctly or not. So I'm going to delete these two tables first. Now at present we do not have anything in the browser. Okay. So this is a sign up screen. Let's sign up first. Okay, so I am signing up with this name Vishwa, and vishwa@gmail.com is ID that I'm using. Let's see whether we have got a table over here or not in this data browser created. Yes, a table has got created with name users. Now let's see what is going to happen when we will hit this screen. Okay, let's refresh the code once and see whether we'll be able to see the changes or not. Do we have something inside this table? Okay, the information, maybe because my net is somewhat slow today, so that is the reason. The information is not getting reflected here. Let's do one thing. Let's refresh the whole code once. So if the code is not working, whatever you have defined, and if you are confident enough that your code is perfectly fine, just refresh the coding panel and run the application again. You will be able to get the right output in that case. So do we have something on this data browser? Let's delete this table from here. Okay, and so this is the name with which I will be creating a profile now. This is the email ID. Let's hit this button and see what is going to happen. So I have got the compiler has redirected me on this screen. Do we have got something on this data browser of the app? It's taking a little bit of time for fetching the data. Okay. The table has not got created yet. It's taking a little bit of time. Yeah, now it is visible to us. Let me just do one thing. Let me try some other network. Maybe because of this slow network, I'm not able to fetch the information. Yeah. Let me delete this table and refresh this share. So I'm going to create another profile now. So at present we do not have anything on the data browser. Okay, let's run the application. So for now I'm going to make use of this name and this email ID gauravj@gmail.com. Okay, yes, a table has got created. I think this network is working fine. Let's now hit this screen and see what is going to happen. So we are able to get the name of the user here and the email address of the user here. Let's create a blog. Women empowerment. Let's hit this send button and see what is going to happen. Okay, a blog has got successfully created. This is a table with name blog that has got successfully created. Let's see what are we going to get now. Okay, we are able to get the required output till this point. Let's create another blog. Fine, this is a small title that I've given to my post, and this is a small description over here. Let's hit this send button and see what's gonna happen. Okay, I've got redirected on this screen. Okay, the second post has also got successfully created. Now let's see what's gonna happen when we will hit this screen. So we are able to see our second post here. Fine. Let's now log out from the app. We are able to log out from the app too. Let's now log in as an existing user. So for that we will be using this login screen. So what was the ID with which I created the profile? I need to check it out once. This is the name, and the ID was, let me just copy it from here and paste it over here. Fine, this is the ID. Let's check out whether we'll be able to log in or not using this information. Yes, we are able to log in into the app. So that's how you can create a full-fledged Blogger application. So this was all for this lecture. Thank you very much for joining me, and have a great day. Bye bye.